Let's use the memory palace technique to remember the 10 kings of England that were the first kings of England. So, imagine this. You're going to the House of Athels for a dinner party as a guest. So the House of Athels, like Ethel, but instead of Ethel, it's Athel. You go up the walkway to the front door, and you notice a very large egg, like an ostrich egg, but a bit bigger. And the egg suddenly sprouts wings, some tail feathers, and a beak. So it's an egg bird as it flies away, but you pronounce it Egbert. It's Egbert is the first king. You enter the door, and to the left, you go and hang up your coat on the coat rack. But it's not a coat rack. It's a wolf. It's Athelwolf. That's the second king, Athelwolf. In comes an old lady, and she's got male pattern baldness. It's rare, but women can get male pattern baldness. So, she's Athelbald. She leads you into the sitting room, and you sit down. As you look to your left, there is a bird in a cage. It's Athelbert. You look to your right, and sitting down in a rather oversized armchair is a little girl who's reading her book. She gets excited because it's the first book she ever read on her own, and she just finished it. So she's Athelred the First. Athelred the first book. Athelred the First. In comes a boy. He is well read. He is great at everything. He excels in his academic studies. He excels in sports. He's read. He's Alfred the Great. And he introduces you to the grandpa. And he points toward the grandfather. And he points toward Edward. So it's Edward the Elder. Then you go in to eat. And you see a little girl. And she is just so tiny. She's so young. She stands up. And that's about all she can do is barely stand up. So she's Athelstan. Then you've got Athelbald again. Not in position, but just imagine her calling out to Ed, and he's on a mound of dirt, calling out to him, "Get in! It's time for dinner." So, get off that mound of dirt, get off that mund, Edmund, get off that mound of dirt. So remember that Edmund is next. Then comes in someone named Ed, and he is in Catholic school. He's in Catholic school, and he just read his scriptures. Ed Red. That's the final name, Ed Red. So you've got Egbert, Athelwolf, Athelbald, Athelbert, and then you've got Athelred the First, and then you've got Alfred the Great, Edward the Elder, Athelstan, and then Edmund, and then Edward.